Hello guys, it's me, Dean, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing Soos from Gravity Falls. First things first, we're going to want to get a circle that size, and we're going to want to cut off the top of it. Then, what we're going to want to do is kind of just draw Soos's shirt around it. So we're going to take our brush and we're going to just do that. Then his arm would be further down there. So we're just going to, for now, we're just going to, there. Now we can erase the little bit we messed up. And for right now, what we're gonna do is draw the shirt going to right there. Then we're going to take a big circle. We're going to want to use this tool, delete the top, delete a little bit more of the top. We're going to squish it together. So there, we're going to connect the lines, and that's good for right now. On the other side of his shirt, it's just going to be, we're going to take a circle. We're going to see if that kind of fits. It kind of does, so what we're going to do is take this tool, delete the entirety of this side. I'm going to now move this. Just going to squish it together. And there. And now we're going to take our brush, add Soos's sleeve, connect it to the shirt. That's not the right size of arm we need for Soos. Although Soos is a big guy, we kind of want to go skinnier because of the angle. And if I'm correct, that's just how we want to do it. Yeah, there. So now we're going to want to do the question mark. So we're going to take a circle, a rectangle, then what we're going to want to do, you know what, we can just take that, then what we can do is we take this part, delete it, and then we're left with this part. I'm going to have to expand it for now, but we're going to copy it, squish it back, and there. I'm just going to connect those a little bit more later, but now what we can do is we can paste this. We can rotate it 90 degrees to the left, shrink it a bunch, there, and we can do that 2 more times. So we can do that. We can rotate it to the left. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shrink it. But we don't want to shrink it that much. And now we're going to paste. Do this one more time. Then we can shrink it. Now what we can do is we can take the brush, fix the little mistakes that are everywhere. And just make it look overall a little bit more droopy. And there. Now we're just going to fill in those edges and we can finally use the bucket. That is not what we wanted to do. Oh, I see where I messed up. We're gonna fill that in. Now we can bucket. I'm gonna check my source image. Seems about right. And now we're just going to do a nice darkish green for his shirt. Okay, I do believe that's roughly the color that Soos's shirt is. So that's what we're gonna go with for now. Now, we're gonna do Soos's head. So we're gonna do the brush. And we want to go to black. It's kind of difficult to do his head. And then we bring his head over here. It doesn't curve that much, but I don't know how to do this well. Okay, we're gonna go to the brushes and make this light. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so now that we got that, we're going to mark his hat being right there. Now I just need to get the circle out. Alright, I can see the vision, it's coming together. Now, his hat kind of bends in like it's a Pringle. So what we're going to want to do is take that, we're going to delete all of that. I'm going to check my source image to see where I should put it. Okay. And my sources are telling me I should put it a little bit right there. And then it flips on the other side and it's darker. Yep. So what happens pretty much is we're going to erase this. Now we're going to use our brush, connect it, show that that's the top of his hat right there. We're going to continue that a little bit. And then it's going to be like that. It's going... Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. Now we're going to do a really small knob on his hat. That's a funny word, knob. Just going to delete that. And I'm going to add the little knob right there. And now, what we're going to do, brushes, and connect it. There we go, it's coming together. Can y'all see the vision? I'm seeing the vision. So now, we're going to take a circle, then take an oval, and it's going to be the bottom part of the circle. Going to delete that. We definitely gotta shrink that. You know what? We can do the face on the side, shrink it down, and add it in later. That's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do there, we're just going to delete. We're going to take this, increase it, and the edges kind of line up. So, you know what, we're going to increase the size. Now we're going to make a little curve where his top mouth and bottom mouth connect. And kind of just going to do the opposite on this side. We're going to let that happen. And let that happen. So there, that's the general shape of his mouth. Now he has like one big tooth there, and then two teeth there. Now we're going to erase what we don't like. we're going to take our brushes. There. Check back in on our source image. So we got darker than the pink over here, but you know, still pretty pink. Yeah, that's pink enough to be Soos's mouth or tongue. And then we use a darker pink. Or it's like a brownish color actually, so it's the point where bright. Yeah, it's almost right there actually. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna add that to our custom colors, and now there. I'm gonna check back in the source image, and yep, that's pretty much it now. So what we're gonna do now is scale down what we have here already. We're going to scale that down. We're going to use our brush, go to the black. I'm kind of making him look like a creepy character. Let's give him some eyeballs and brown, darker brown, darker brown eyebrows. Oh, that's definitely not right. We don't want that. I guess you could kind of say they're just little lines, so I guess we'll just do the little line tool. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna give him his eyeballs. Oh, no, you want it to be black on the outside. Probably not that thick of a black. Probably like a very thin black. Not that thin. Let's get some middle ground. Yeah. The more I draw him, the more this doesn't look good. Okay. We're just gonna give him some little dots for his eyes. Just little dots. That's not what we want. Oh no, it's getting bad. Y'all could see the vision earlier, right? I don't think it's still here. Fun fact, I went to a Summerween party at my library. It was pretty nice, and I dressed up as Soos. So now, we're gonna do that color. We'll do the bucket. No, that's so ugly. No, we don't want that. Oh no. Ugh. It's more of a brown. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna try that. So now what we want to do is we want to give him his chin and his stubble. So what we're gonna do is black chin, stubble. Okay, there we go. Gonna give him 3 little stubbles. Then we're gonna give him 2 longer stubbles on that side, and then we're going to give him his nose. There. So it's kind of coming together. Not really. I'm hoping that as I do this, my art skills will get better. They'll get good. Okay. So now, going back to my source image, his ears kind of like it's definitely not that thick. There we go. So now what I can do is, yeah, there. Now we got a Soos ear. It looks a little bit better. But you know, it's not Soos until we got a Soos arm. So we're just going to erase this. We're going to curve in Soos's arm, but I'm too lazy to do that, so what we're gonna do is we're just going to scale that down, flatten it, elongate it, shorten it. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on going until we got a good thing going here. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're just going to delete that. Okay, now I made this way too small, so now what we're gonna do is we're just going to grab that. And there, that's pretty good for Soos's arm. So we're gonna erase these bits. Go back to the image, see how we're doing. Alright. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to connect that, and 1 Soos finger, 2 Soos finger, 3 Soos finger, 4. And we're just going to do that there. I don't know why he looks that way. Don't judge him. He's been going through a bad day, alright? Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to bring in his other arm. We're going to first bring the brush, then we're going to give him 1 of these fingers. I keep on messing it up and having to erase it. That time was actually a mistake. Alright. Now, I gotta do his shorts. Okay. So what we're gonna do is one curved line like that. Gonna curve it in more. And there, for short. And now we gotta curve it in there. Then it's kind of like an envelope shape. There. Then we got a pair of legs, which we don't get to see a lot of. It just goes straight to sock, pretty much. Now we're just going to erase this. We're going to take our select tool. We're going to just copy and paste. And there. I don't care if it's cheating. This video is getting too long. So now, what we want to do is, well, all we really gotta do is connect the feet, color it, do some detailing. Then we add one more crease up here. So then that's like a nice brown, almost the same brown as this hat actually. That is black. We do not want black shoes for Soos. Then we want khaki color. Yeah, that's khaki. Look at that. That's a pretty nice khaki. Look at that khaki. It's pretty nice. And I messed it up. There we go. So now we're going to take our green, fill back in that area. Now I just gotta figure out what skin color Soos is. It's just a brighter khaki, just tan, brighter tan. Okay, now I'm gonna see how this color turns out, see if it looks alright. It could definitely be lighter or something. Add that color, see if that turns out well. Actually, that's not right. To skin color there. And there. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was me drawing Soos. I hope y'all have had a great day, and I hope it continues.